Hello, cosmic crafters and galactic yogis, friends! Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to be sharing with you a ornament that was gifted to me by a local craftsman during on my holiday shopping because I noticed Grogu. There was this wooden ornament, and I called out to my friend. I was like, "Oh my God, it's Grogu." And the guy said, "Wow, cool. Because you know who it is, I'm going to give this to you." And I was like, "No, man, you don't have to do that." And he goes, "No, no. I promised myself that if someone actually called out Grogu being there on the table, I would gift it to them." So he gifted it to me. I've held on to it since Christmas. I am a crafter, as you've seen in my other videos, so I was busy doing other things, and I finally started getting to it since the beginning of the year. And at first, I decided that I was just going to paint it, and I was going to do a base coat of white and then just layer on the silver and layer on the silver because I just have the Liquidex, just basic acrylic paint that you would find at Michael's and your local craft store. And it's pretty subpar when it comes to silver. And I knew that it was going to need a few layers of paint in order to get the desired silver effect. So that's what I did. I layered and layered and layered and layered, and like seriously, this is like 6 layers in right here. And still, it's still white. Like you can still doesn't even look silver, it just looks white. So I decided to try a couple of other different silvers that I have. One of them is the best silver. Hey y'all, editing Lala here. The reason why I didn't just go out and get stuff is because I'm really trying very hard to use what I already have. And I am an upcycle, recycle type of person. I do my darndest to not buy new things. So that's why. You can't see through it. It works beautifully. However, it's got this sugary feel to it, so it has a texture to it, which is really great and would work really nicely. However, this is a metal item, so it didn't work. And then I realized too that it's got these segments in it, and I first thought I'd fill them in with clay to try and even it out, and it wasn't really coming out the way that I wanted it to. So I decided to do something drastic. I took some sandpaper. I sanded down all of those sticking out edges and the unevenness and turned it into a nice smoothed out egg shape, which it did get rid of some of the paint, but it did give it the desired rounded effect. And it also roughed up the surface enough that like I wanted it to, because I'm going and I did something that I've never done before. I used clay with this project, and I covered the floating baby carrier that Grogu is in with clay. So this is, like I said, my first time. It's really rough. This is actually it wet still. I do have some tools, but I'm kind of new at it, and I didn't use a whole bunch. This is it dried 72 hours later. No, 48 hours later. This is 2 days later. Me trying to do a transition that didn't work. Bear with me while I, try to up my game doing this stuff. And this is just some videos of me sanding the clay part of it down. And this is where, I'm pretty much at right now. The next steps are going to involve some white gesso on the clay portion. I'm going to re-silvify the silver parts that you already see. I do have some ideas on how I want to do the interior and Grogu's outfit that he's wearing. Hey y'all, Edna and Lala again. So I meant to say this is the smallest project out of 3 that I'm working on right now, and the other 2 are pretty big. This one's kind of like a nice little reset from those larger ones, which I definitely will be making videos for. It is just me making these and doing all of this, so apologies I don't have a set schedule and everything. Bear with me while I get this done. But this is my progress so far. So I still don't have all the tools and everything that I need or all the items, but I'm very excited for where this is going and what I've done so far. So be sure to check out all of my social media channels. They're all going to be connected through my YouTube. There's the Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all the ones. My website is still getting worked on, so bear with me on that end. But thanks for stopping by, y'all. Love you.